All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Election of Lok Sabha Speaker to be held today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to discuss One Nation, One Election with presidents of political parties. In Bihar, 14 more doctors reaching Muzaffarpur today for better treatment of encephalitis affected children. US President Donald Trump and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to hold further talks during Osaka G20 summit to reduce trade tensions. In United Kingdom, Boris Johnson takes lead in run-up to election of Prime Minister. Race narrowed to 5 candidates. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, England defeat Afghanistan by 150 runs at Manchester last night. The election of Speaker of the Lok Sabha will be held today. BJP has nominated its MP Om Birla for the post. Mr. Birla, who is a two-time MP from Kota, Rajasthan, filed his nomination yesterday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Ministers Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah and Nitin Gadkari proposed the name of Mr. Birla. The parties including BJD, Shiva Sena, Akali Dal, LJP, YSR Congress, JDU and AIADMK have supported his nomination. Congress has also moved a motion supporting the ruling party candidate for the post of Speaker of Lok Sabha. The decision was taken at a meeting of the UPA allies in Parliament last evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a meeting with the presidents of all political parties having representation in Parliament on the issue of One Nation, One Election in New Delhi today. During the meeting, celebrations of 75 years of India's independence in 2022 and Mahatma Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary celebrations this year will also be discussed. Increasing the productivity in Parliament and development of aspirational districts are other items on the agenda. The Prime Minister has pitched for One Nation, One Election on various occasions. During his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio in August last year, Mr. Modi had described the debate on the issue as a healthy sign for democracy.
आपने देखा किस तरह अटल जी ने देश में चाहे चुनाव प्रक्रिया हो और जनप्रतिनिधियों से संबंधित जो विकार आए थे उनमें साहसी कदम उठाकर बुनियादी सुधार किए। इसी तरह आजकल आप देख रहे हैं कि देश में एक साथ केंद्र और राज्यों के चुनाव कराने के विषय में चर्चा आगे बढ़ रही है। इस विषय के पक्ष और विपक्ष दोनों में लोग अपनी अपनी बात रख रहे हैं। ये अच्छी बात है और लोकतंत्र के लिए एक शुभ संकेत भी।
In Madhya Pradesh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's letter has become a talking point among villagers in the state. Concerned about the water crisis in rural areas, Prime Minister had written a letter to sarpanchs across the country recently calling upon them to take up measures to optimize the storage of water during monsoon. A report from our correspondent.
On the basis of Prime Minister's letter, Madhya Pradesh State Swachh Bharat Mission has directed to all the district collectors and CEOs of all district panchayats for organizing of Gram Sabha on 22nd June in all the villages. Reacting on the Prime Minister's letter, Sarpanch of a village in Khandwa district said that he will follow the advice of Prime Minister.
मैं अशोक मीणा सरपंच ग्राम पंचायत छापाकुंड से प्रधानमंत्री ने पत्र के माध्यम से हमें अवगत कराया कि जल वर्षा के पूर्व जल संग्रहण करने हेतु नदी एवं तालाबों का जीर्णोद्धार कर बड़ी मात्रा में जल संग्रहण किया जा सकता है।
The letter signed by the Prime Minister have been hand delivered to the Sarpanch through respective district collectors in the each district. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Government has announced the restoration of the ration in kind for the officers of the 3 armed forces posted in peace areas. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said now all officers of the armed forces, including those in peace stations, will be getting ration. Mr. Singh said a lot of effort from all levels in the Defence Ministry and the armed forces has resulted in this restoration. Minister of Railways Piyush Goyal has called upon the zonal railway officials to work as a team to achieve ambitious targets set by the Railway Board. He was chairing a high-level review meeting with all general managers of zonal railways, production units and divisional railway managers or DRMs through video conferencing in New Delhi yesterday. The minister exhorted all the officials to perform with full dynamism to transform Indian Railways into one of the best railways in the world. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear today a plea of Gujarat unit of Congress challenging the decision of the Election Commission to hold separate by-polls to 2 Rajya Sabha seats. A vacation bench of Justices Deepak Gupta and Suryakant had listed the matter for today after senior advocate Vivek Tankha mentioned it for urgent hearing. 2 Rajya Sabha seats fell vacant following the election of BJP chief Amit Shah and party leader Smriti Irani to the Lok Sabha. In Bihar, 14 additional doctors from Patna and Darbhanga Medical College hospitals will today join the team of doctors at SKMCH Muzaffarpur for better treatment of encephalitis affected children. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has asked for 24 hours availability of doctors at SKMCH, which is overburdened with footfall of acute encephalitis syndrome affected children. Our correspondent reports that already 34 doctors have been pressed into service to treat the ailing children.
List of disease show that majority of victims of AES are girls and they belong to poor families. Out of 109 casualties in Muzaffarpur, 85 are girls. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar asked officials to provide them help under Mukhyamantri Kanya Utthan Yojana. Those families living in thatched house will be given pakka houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and state-sponsored schemes. Affected children show low level of glucose in their bodies, so grassroots level health workers like ASA, Anganwadi workers have been tasked to spread awareness that kids should not go to sleep in the night. Empty stomach. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
Cyclone Vayu, which turned into a low-pressure area after weakening, has moved northwards and lies over West Rajasthan and adjoining South Pakistan. According to the Met Office, the low-pressure area will further weaken today and rainfall will decrease from tomorrow. Many parts of the state, including coastal Saurashtra, Kutch and North Gujarat, have received widespread rain during the last 24 hours. More from our correspondent.
Maximum rains up to 100 millimeters have been recorded in some parts of coastal Saurashtra, including Gir Somnath district. North Gujarat has received up to 50 millimeters rain, while moderate rains also received in many parts of Kutch district. Meanwhile, Ahmedabad city has received heavy showers during the evening, causing waterlogging and traffic jams. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. US President Donald Trump has said he will hold an extended meeting with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the G20 summit. The move is seen as a major development amid the ongoing trade war between two of the world's largest economies. Trump met with Xi at the previous G20 at Buenos Aires in Argentina last December. The two leaders discussed the trade dispute and tariffs besides other issues. Trump said in a tweet today, both the leaders will be having an extended meeting next week at the G20 in Japan. Their respective teams will begin talks prior to the meeting. Trump's tweet came after his telephonic conversation with Xi. Leaders of top 20 economies of the world, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the head of the European Union, are scheduled to meet in Osaka, Japan for the biannual G20 summit next week. In the United Kingdom, Prime Ministerial race has narrowed to 5 candidates from 6 after a crunch vote last night when ruling Conservative Party MPs voted in a secret ballot for the second time to whittle down the list of contenders further. Boris Johnson once again came top of the second ballot with 126 votes, 12 more than in the first round, with former Brexit Secretary Dominic Raab falling 3 short of the required 33 votes to be officially out of the race now. Jeremy Hunt, Michael Gove, Sajid Javed and Rory Stewart also got enough votes to make it to the next round. Yoga institutions across the country are gearing up to celebrate International Day of Yoga on Friday. Talking to AIR News, Director at Morarji Desai Yoga Institute, Dr. Ishwar Basavaradi said, the institute is conducting mass yoga demonstrations in various parts of the country, including Ranchi, where the main event will be held.
Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, it's participating in this entire event from the beginning. The protocol, what we prepared, the DVDs and the films for the education of yoga teachers and sadhaks has been prepared by this institute in consultation with many yoga experts. And in Rajpath and in Lucknow and in Dehradun, now in Ranchi, where Prime Minister is participating, our institute is one of the primary institute in the yoga conducting the mass yoga demonstration at various places. But in Delhi, there are more than 8 to 10 stadiums and parks where yoga is going to be demonstrated.
Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports is also imparting training to youth at block levels and motivating them to conduct similar programs in their villages. Talking to AIR News, Director of the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, Dr. M.P. Gupta said, over 200 districts have been selected where around 250 to 300 youth will participate in International Yoga Day celebrations.
We have started imparting training to young leaders at block level, and we have been motivating them that they should conduct similar programs in their respective villages by mobilizing young boys and girls as well as local villagers. Besides, we have also plans to implement the district level programs in nearly 200 districts across the country, wherein a minimum of 250 to 300 youth from that district would participate. So the youth are being trained and motivated based on the Ayush provided yoga protocol.
In Uttar Pradesh, the main function will be held at Raj Bhavan, in which Governor Ram Nayak, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and other cabinet ministers will participate. Our correspondent reports that practice sessions are being organized all over the state.
People from all walks of life, including policemen, doctors, teachers, government officials, and youngsters, are participating in yoga training sessions being organized in parks and school campuses to train themselves for the 5th International Yoga Day on Friday. State government has already launched an app called Yog Pradesh Uttar Pradesh, which showcases the efforts of the government in promotion of yoga. In Varanasi, special arrangements are in place at ghats of holy river Ganga and at Sarnath, where people in large numbers will practice yoga on 21st June. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Nepal, many programs are being organized to celebrate the 5th International Day of Yoga. Embassy of India in Kathmandu organized a program on Yoga Day. The event started with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's message on International Day of Yoga. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, England beat Afghanistan by 150 runs at Manchester last night. Chasing a 398-run target, Afghanistan made 247 for 8 in the stipulated 50 overs. For England, Owen Morgan slammed a majestic 148 off 71, while Johnny Bairstow scored 90 and Joe Root 88. In today's match, New Zealand will face South Africa at Birmingham at 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Sarabjit Kaur.
Thank you, Saira. Newspapers have picked up different stories for their lead today. The Asian Age writes, PM Babu's discuss jobs before budget. Adhir Chaudhary to lead Congress in Lok Sabha, reports The Pioneer. The Economic Times writes, Enforcement Directorate may summon Goyal in jet privilege case. India to counter US protectionism with e-commerce data security bills, writes Hindustan Times. Shambhu Singh, now in custody. Minister V.K. Singh calls X8 a fraud, had fulsome praise last year, headlines the Indian Express. The Pioneer in a front page story writes, CNG car rebate on anvil to boost capital's lungs. And finally, the issue of suspension of India's hosting rights of international sports events seems to have been resolved. The Times of India headlines, government clears way for Pakistan athletes to come to India. And with that, it's back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarabjit. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Election of Lok Sabha Speaker to be held today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to discuss One Nation, One Election with presidents of political parties. In Bihar, 14 more doctors reaching Muzaffarpur today for better treatment of encephalitis affected children. US President Donald Trump and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to hold further talks during Osaka G20 summit to reduce trade tensions. In United Kingdom, Boris Johnson takes lead in run-up to election of Prime Minister, race narrowed to 5 candidates. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, England defeat Afghanistan by 150 runs at Manchester last night. With that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.